Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Friday the 20th of January with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handset Markets. It is Donald Trump's inauguration day in the States, and markets are fairly sort of neutral, fairly flat, not really doing an enormous amount. There's not a huge amount of direction, sort of fluttering around on equities and the dollar. And this, I think, is going to be a theme throughout today's session in front of the inauguration, which starts at 5 o'clock UK time, apparently 12 o'clock in the States. And the expectations are difficult because obviously the markets have run up significantly in the last sort of couple of months since Trump's election victory. Certainly the dollar, big turnaround, big gains on the dollar, although it has corrected back as the Treasury yields have corrected back. But Treasury yields are starting to pick up again, as they have done in the last couple of days, and that could start to sort of herald the turnaround of the dollar. But Trump could certainly change all of that with expectations of possible buy into rumour, sell on fact. Certainly on this equity market rally that we've had, can Trump sort of deliver on his promises? Will he sort of talk predominantly about domestic policies, sort of tax changes, spending, and also regulation cuts? That's what the market bulls would be looking out for. But on the other hand, you've got the international side, where he could sort of start to label China a currency manipulator, sort of impacting on trade deals, the NAFTA agreement, etc., etc. So that's the negative side of the Trump angle. So it will be very interesting to see what he comes out with today, and I think there's going to be a lot of volatility after the or during the inauguration speech and after. But in the run-up before, fairly flat potentially. So what else have we got on the agenda? Well, just a little bit of inflation for Canada, but in the meantime we've actually had the Chinese growth data, which came in basically sort of mixed really, slightly down on the industrial output, slightly ahead on the retail sales. Sort of the GDP data was 6.8% for the quarter, but 6.7% for the year. So there or thereabouts in line. You've had the retail sales for the UK as well. They came in just worse than expected really. They had stellar expectations, 7.6% on the ex-fuel retail sales year-on-year growth. 4.9 was the result, and subsequently sterling is underperforming as a result. But this afternoon we're looking out for the Canadian inflation data, which is expected to come in at 1.7%, so an increase from 1.2% last time out. Certainly the increase in fuel or oil price has a part to play in that. Now my chart today is the DAX, and the DAX has been sort of neutral really. It's not really been moving too far in the last sort of few weeks really. Basically trading range between 11,400 and 11,692. 11,400 has been that support, and up towards 692. Not really doing a great deal in terms of your momentum indicators. Slightly drifted off, but back. Still holding above 60 on the RSI. That's still positive, I would say. I think that drift off on the MACD lines and the stochastics have both sort of just been basically this consolidation really. The hourly chart gives us a bit more of an indication, whereby you've got sort of more of a range play at foot on the hourly chart. But what we are seeing is the RSI, which is oscillating between 30 and 70. So anytime you get towards 70, sort of selling opportunity, towards 30 is a buying opportunity. MACD lines sort of begin to run out of steam. This minor sort of bear divergence on the stochastics as well. You could argue that is sort of coming with those two slight higher high, but again that higher high was sold into 11,645 is the resistance. Thursday's or was that Wednesday's low? Yeah, Wednesday's low 11,530 is the support. Today's low coming in at 11,547. So you've got sort of tight ranges. I think looking at these momentum indicators and the moving averages, all flat. Not really doing a great deal, so we're still looking for the breakout, and you could well see it on this Trump inauguration, so watch out for the moves in the wake of that. But for now the DAX is moving sideways, but a breakout would be interesting on Trump. So if you break to the upside, you'd measure the range depth of what's that, 292 ticks, and project that higher. Below that would be 292 lower. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your show today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.